Time for another edition of Out and About with Jamie Grout. Thanks for joining me. Today we'll be talking with Rachel Kinnick, who is the Executive Director of the Grinnell Chamber of Commerce, as we do our best to try to promote what's going on in Grinnell with doing interviews with various folks from around the Grinnell or Poweshiek perimeter, as they say. This is going to be a once-a-week podcast for the folks of Grinnell because it's not being addressed on the radio as it once was. So I'm going to try to fulfill that need. And this time around, this podcast is sponsored by the fine folks at Grinnell State Bank. Want to thank them for supporting this. Grinnell State Bank, proud to support the local communities through donations to local causes. They take pride in the fact that their donations go toward helping kids, families, and food insecurity in our area. Some of the organizations they give to include JMP Collaborative Efforts among Jasper, Marion, and Poweshiek counties, providing families with young children the opportunities, resources, and supports necessary to fulfill their vision that all children prenatal to school age and their families living in these counties will be healthy, safe, and ready to learn. Also, the Grinnell Food Coalition, the Montezuma Food Pantry, and Tiger Packs, all supported by Grinnell State Bank, member FDIC. And also, Total Choice Shipping and Printing in Grinnell. School just started, and you can make your child's new school year memorable with personalized school stationery. Teachers love them too. And also, what a fun project. Man, I'll tell you, they have all kinds of ideas for the kids in school too, and also for the Grinnell Area Arts Council. They get involved in the community and different organizations and whatnot. And they want you to know, too, that you can start your kiddo's school year off with confidence, positivity, and maybe just some extra fun. They have water-resistant stickers that are great for water bottles, planners, along with helmets, containers, and phone cases. The opportunities are endless at Total Choice Shipping and Printing in downtown Grinnell. My conversation today is with Rachel Kinnick, who is the Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce in Grinnell. We're going to try to do more Grinnell-focused conversations with people. And I know that there's a big event coming up. In fact, I was talking to someone by the name of Effie today, who is with the Grinnell Rotary Club. And she's writing a news release, Rachel, about Kites Over Grinnell, which is coming up, I believe, the 28th of September here.
I believe that's right. Yeah. I was just pulling up our community calendar because there are so many events coming up here in the next few weeks. But Kites Over Grinnell will be September 28th out at Arns Park. The Rotary Club does a lovely job of putting on that event. They bring in professional kite flyers from right here and also all over the country. So we're excited to have that. And if you've not been before, the skies are full of kites, and it's well worth the price of admission, which I believe is free.
Yeah, I came to it a couple years ago, and I was just amazed at all the wonderful kites. I guess they're going to have some kind of percussion band at 10 o'clock. They sing the national anthem. And I guess it had been going on for a while, then it stopped, and then it came back like in 2016.
Yeah.
So that's really a neat event, and it's unique to Grinnell, isn't it? I haven't heard about it anyplace else other than maybe on the other side of the world or something like that.
Yeah. It's a great event. Like I said, it takes place out at Arns Park. And so the skies will be full of kites and everything from, kids flying their own kites that they've actually made here. The schools do a lovely partnership. And so kids in K through 5 or K through 4 here in the Grinnell-Newburgh School District will get the opportunity to create their own kite as part of the art program, which is lovely. So you'll see those up to, kites that I don't even know how they fly them, but it's really exciting.
It's amazing, isn't it? Well, let's talk a little bit about your background, Rachel. I've known you for a few years because I've had you on the air with me at the radio station from time to time. How long have you been the director of the Chamber of Commerce here in Grinnell?
Yeah, good question. So I am going on my 12th year with the Chamber of Commerce. So I started originally, my husband and I live in the area. He works for the state of Iowa out at Rock Creek State Park. And
I was going to say.
that's what brought us to this location originally. We kind of thought, oh, we might be here a couple of years, and now, I don't know, 18 later, here we are. But for the first several years, I commuted to Des Moines, and then I had our first child and decided that wasn't really what I wanted to do anymore. And so I was fortunate to find a position here with the Chamber of Commerce. So I originally started doing all of our marketing and events, and then have really just transitioned over time. I love the community. I love the chamber, and getting to work with so many of our businesses and organizations and supporting the great work that they're doing.
When you came into this position, was marketing a new thing to you, or is it something that you had been doing previously?
Yeah, no, I had done some marketing. I was really more of an event coordinator previously, and so I got to dabble in a little bit of that. And so this allowed me to get to do more. It's pretty specific to events, but it's morphed a lot over that period of time. And now I serve in a different role, right, as the leader of the organization. And so we have someone on our team, Kendra Vincent, who is amazing at all of the marketing and member support. So she not only markets our own our own events, the chamber's events and things that we have programming for our members, business development sorts of things, but also a lot of information about the community in general and a lot about our members specifically.
Fantastic. We've got to give a shout out to your husband. And I found out something through interviewing you. He's related to a legendary Iowa football player.
He is, yes, very, very distantly, but related to Niall Kinnick. And in fact, I think we may have seen you a few years ago now, when we came to the Kinnick documentary, which was a really fun experience, and got to meet Scott Sipker, who helped produce that. But yes, very distantly related. I can guarantee you it comes with no perks, and a lot of confusion over the name Kinnick.
Sure.
In fact, Kinnick is such a popular first name now, that oftentimes teachers and folks in the community call my son by his last name as his first name, because there's so much confusion around that.
They just say, hey, Kenny.
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much.
All right. Okay. So anybody listening to us, because podcasts go all over the world, all over the country. If somebody's considering moving to good old Grinnell, Iowa, why should they do that?
Yeah, Grinnell is a wonderful community. We're about 9,500 residents, which includes the college community. We've got a wonderful and beautiful downtown. We've taken a lot of pride in that over the years, and really continue to do a lot of work to ensure that it's a vibrant community, not only downtown, but the community at large. Of course, it's home to Grinnell College, so there are a number of events and activities and things that are produced on campus, all of which are free to the community to attend. So just a really great community, in my opinion. Of course, like many, we have other challenges that we continue to work to address, but a really wonderful community, good sized and great location. So we're right on the interstate, about 45 minutes to Altoona and about 65 minutes to Iowa City. So if you can't find what you're looking for here, you can find it a hop and a jump away. I'm
going to be speaking with Mayor Agnew here pretty soon.
Yeah.
But I need to try to make this a fair and balanced kind of interview. And I'll ask him the question I'm about to ask you. You talked about challenges in Grinnell.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you think the city faces?
Yeah. Well, I think, like most rural communities, just growth in general is a struggle. Making sure that we're not declining in population, but instead we're riding that trajectory differently. I think for us, business development is a real challenge. When we look at what our population is, what our metrics are, people shop differently than they used to. People experience things differently than they used to. And so we have to think differently about how we recruit new businesses. And even from the what to the why and the how, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's a real challenge, not just in Grinnell, but in rural Iowa and rural America. And then some other, like childcare and housing and the typical things that impact all of those other pieces we just talked about.
Sure. What are the benefits to people of belonging to the Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, so we have a number of benefits. We actually have what we call a tiered dues model. So a number of chambers charge based on their employee counts. And we, a few years ago, actually, right during the pandemic, the timing was awful, but we rolled out a new model of membership. And so businesses and organizations can choose based on the benefits that they're looking for specifically where they want to pay, which is pretty unique. So we're excited about being able to offer that. But a lot of it comes with, being able to help support our work and the things that we're doing, providing business development opportunities for current businesses, growth opportunities for them, marketing support, a lot of social media, newsletter. We put out a weekly newsletter that gets a lot of readership. And so all of our members have the opportunity to post in there. And then another big one is our job board. So we run a pretty active job board with all of our members, and
you can put, I'm looking for a radio station.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, not really. We were talking about that a little off the air. I don't know about corporate radio anymore, but hey, anybody have a mom and pop radio station where I can spend the rest of my days? That would be great. I don't mean to interrupt. I just had to jump in there.
No, I think, we were just talking about that local media is so important, and making sure that all the good things that we're talking about today have a voice and that they reach the populace. And that becomes increasingly more difficult to do in a world that is so filled with noise and also critically important because without that, people lose their connection to place. They don't know what's going on, or they feel very disjointed. And so, I firmly believe that local media is a really critical and important piece of the fabric of any community.
It definitely is. That's for sure. I wanted to also ask you about events going on, because you do have that pulled up on your computer, and we did talk about Kites Over Grinnell. What else do you have going on? It seems like if Alicia Blankenfeld couldn't be on with us from Total Choice Shipping and Printing, we would go to your chamber page and talk about things going on, because there's always something happening in Grinnell.
There are, and I didn't even mention that as one of our member benefits, but that's a huge member benefit, is being able to post community events and happenings. So we continue to operate the farmers market that runs every Thursday afternoon from 3 to 6 and Saturday morning from 10 to noon through October 19th, I believe, right here at the corner of Central Park. I say right here because our office is just kitty corner. Sure. So we have a beautiful view, not only of the inside of our building, which folks are welcome to come in and check out. It's open to the public. We'd love you to do that. It's in the historic Louis Sullivan Jewel Box Bank building, and a fabulous side note there. But we also have a great view of the park. So any activities and events that are happening, which today they're gearing up for Ag Day. So I don't know if you can see some tractors out there.
Well, I see a sign that says Grinnell Lions Club. And so I don't know what they have going on. There's a big Iowa Hawkeye tent going up there, but there's supposed to be a bunch of tractors.
Yeah. So Ag Day is an annual event put on by the Lions Club, and they invite folks to come in, anything that has to do with agriculture. And so they'll have a tractor parade as part of that. Lots of old tractors, which is cool, but also our local agricultural industry all represented here. The local FFA does a petting zoo with some of the animals, which is also a really great draw for our college students. So we have at Grinnell College students from all 50 states and over 50 different countries. And many of them have never seen a calf or a pig or a chicken, right? And so today is the first day of classes for Grinnell College, and they actually let out early, and a lot of the students will come downtown and get to experience that too. So that's just one of several. We have, well, you know what? I'm in August. Let me get in September. Yeah. That would be helpful.
We're getting
since it's practically September.
Yeah, you bet. If you're listening to us outside of these dates, I know some of these events are a little dated, but hey, we're excited to be here and promote some of these things that are happening in Grinnell.
Yeah, I would say, so for that reason, I would encourage folks to just go directly to our website, which is grinnellchamber.org. You can find the events calendar on there. It's constantly being updated with new events and activities. We've got a lot of live music scheduled in the next 6 weeks or so, through the end of the year for that matter, which is really great. Some fun, it looks like sewing workshops and things like that. So a strong artist community as well, and a way for folks to get engaged really in whatever interests they have. We Again, strong arts, strong music programs, strong recreational programs. We have a group that meets every Tuesday night, and they meet in front of Bikes to You, and they go ride gravel roads on their bicycles. So if that's of interest to you, this is the place to be, and anything and everything in between.
That's fantastic. Let's go back to the events here in just a little bit, but I want to give you a chance to brag on Grinnell College. Some people call it the Harvard of the Midwest.
Yeah.
And maybe at Harvard they call it the Grinnell of the East. I don't know.
Don't know either.
But it's kind of a famous liberal arts school.
It is.
In the Midwest. And there's always something going on there, as you say, arts, music, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So the college is an anchor institution here in the community, of course, not only with its staff, but with its students. They've got about 1,700 students. And as I mentioned, come from all 50 states and I think up to 60 countries that are represented here at Grinnell. And so one of their taglines over the years has been "Come to Grinnell to see the world," because of their student exposure all across the country. But not only is the campus itself just beautiful and worth a walk through, one of my favorite times is in the fall because the leaves are changing and it's great. But all of the activities that happen on Grinnell College campus are free for the public to attend. So there's no tickets for the most part. There's a couple of one-offs that you have to get a ticket due to seating restrictions, but everything is open to the public and encouraged, right? They want the community and surrounding community to take advantage of that and get cultural opportunities, sporting activities, you name it, you're welcome to attend it.
And I know famous people have gone to Grinnell College, and then people have gone to Grinnell College and then kind of became famous too.
Yeah.
So it is a great school, and I hear raves about it too. So I want to encourage, anybody who is a parent who is thinking about sending their youngster off to college to consider Grinnell College, because it's great. I'm going to try to get the president of Grinnell College on a podcast in the future.
Yeah.
Let's circle back to some of the other events. You can go as far as you want there, Rachel, because again, this is evergreen podcast, and it'll be on the website and online for a long time to come. I know you have a big Christmas thing going on at the park right across from us too.
We do. Yeah. I was just getting ready to say we do a couple of Halloween trick-or-treat events of sorts that'll be coming up here in the next month or so as well. And then the other events that we have coming up are our Jingle Bell Holiday really kicks off our holiday season. So that's held every year, the Friday before Thanksgiving. And so it's a wonderful evening full of activities, and every store and business, not just our retail stores, but all of our service businesses downtown open up for the evening. They provide some sort of activity or hot chocolate or something that's really just fun. We'll have horse-drawn carriage rides and the lighting of Central Park, which then will be up through the end of the year. So lots of great opportunity to come and check out Grinnell. That same evening and the next day, we also host a winter farmers market that boasts about 30 vendors at that all do handmade items of some sort. So one of our farmers market requirements, both in our main season during the summer as well as our winter, is that whatever's being sold has to be 100% produced by the vendor themselves and in the state of Iowa. So you can rest assured that what you're buying at the market was created by the folks that you're standing there having a conversation with.
I know someone who has spoken highly of Grinnell is, as we mentioned earlier, Alicia Blankenfeld. And she talked about an organization too that tries to help women. It's a female-centered kind of organization that does fund drives and different things about that. Do you know what I'm talking about there, Rachel?
She Counts.
Yes,
She Counts is an organization here in the community that does, like you said, really supports women. They do a first-generation college scholarship. So for the first woman to go, or first student to go to college, they do period product drives on a regular basis. They host a number of different fundraisers to help support women of all ages.
All right, fantastic. If people are interested in finding out more about the Grinnell Chamber of Commerce, how can they do that?
Yeah, I mean, stop into our office. Like I said, we have a beautiful space. I might be biased, but I think the most beautiful building in the community. So stop into our office. It's located at the corner of 4th and Broad, 833 4th Ave is our address. Or give us a call, but more importantly, peruse our website, grinnellchamber.org. There's a ton of information, not only about the chamber and the work that we do, but more importantly, or as importantly, about our 200 plus member businesses and organizations. We are the conduit for them to communicate to the world. And so there's a ton of information on there, everything from the community calendar to the job postings to our Grinnell Eats guide. Like, I'm hungry, where should I go to eat, right? Or where can I find this particular product? So our shopping information is all out there as well.
Let's talk again about this building. And you said it was historic, the Jewel Box building. It goes way back. I walked in and I thought I was in a bank.
In a bank.
Yeah, at first. It must have been at one time.
It was, yeah. So the building was designed in 1913. It was built in 1914 and opened on New Year's Day, 1915. And believe it or not, this structure that we're sitting in was built for $60,000, which at that time I'm sure was a significant amount of money. Now I'm not sure we could replace one stained glass window for that amount of money, but it was a bank until 1999. It is still connected to a bank, so there is that. But it is home to the chamber office and has been now for 25 years.
Oh, fantastic! All right, well, we're going to wrap up, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. And again, your website is
absolutely visit us at grinnellchamber.org or stop in the office anytime. We'd love to see you.
Our conversation today on Out and About with Jamie Grout, Grinnell Focus, is the Director of the Chamber of Commerce, Rachel Kinnick. Until next time, Grout is out. See ya.